terrorists fired several surface-to-air missiles at the president's plane. Air Force One. The plane's defense system immediately detected the threat. Just as the flight crew was preparing to initiate countermeasures, all the computers suddenly went dead, one by one. It wasn't just Air Force One. The escort fighter jets flying alongside suffered the exact same problem. The suspicion was now confirmed. There was a traitor right inside the plane. The situation had deteriorated so badly that the president's personal guard had no choice but to forcibly put him into the escape pod to save his life. Before the president could even understand what was happening, the guard sealed the hatch and ejected the pod from an altitude of 30,000 feet. Meanwhile, the crew members put on their parachutes and jumped, but shockingly, none of their parachutes deployed. A security officer on board sensed something was amiss. The moment he voiced his suspicion, the guard shot him without hesitation. It was then realized that the president's most trusted guard was actually in league with the terrorists. He was the one who had brought a device on board to jam the plane's network. After that, he calmly jumped from the plane, gliding right past the incoming missiles. Within seconds, Air Force One and all 4 F-16 fighter jets were destroyed in midair. Meanwhile, the Pentagon had received news of the crash and the escape pod's location had also been tracked. The defense secretary immediately dispatched a SEAL team to rescue the president. However, the traitorous guard arrived there with his accomplices before the team could. When they opened the escape pod's hatch, there was no one inside. In reality, about 30 minutes earlier, a boy out hunting in the forest had already discovered the pod. At first glance, he thought it was an alien spaceship. Fearfully, he threw a rock at it. Hearing the sound inside, the president assumed the rescue team had arrived, so he immediately scribbled the entry code on the glass. Seeing the arrow marks, the boy entered those exact numbers into the keypad, and just like that, the president emerged safely. When the boy realized that the person standing before him was the president of the United States, he vowed to protect him and lead him out of the forest. However, the cunning guard found their footprints. By daybreak, he had caught up with the president. Upon seeing the guard, the president thought everything was finally okay, but in the very next instant, the guard stepped forward and delivered a powerful punch. He then locked the president inside a freezer and began preparations to airlift him via helicopter. The helicopter was just about to take off when the boy, hidden among the rocks, made the biggest decision of his life. He sprinted to the edge and leaped with all his might. Somehow he managed to grab hold of the freezer dangling from the flying helicopter. But now a new danger loomed. Even if he managed to save the president, how would they survive the 100-foot drop? From above, the guard inside the helicopter spotted the boy and was just about to shoot him. But at the last second, he changed his plan. He ordered the pilot to fly the helicopter low through the dense forest trees, hoping the branches would strike the boy and knock him off, allowing him to take the president away without any trouble. During this ordeal, the boy was badly injured. At one point, after striking the trees, he even fell off the freezer, but he didn't give up. Gathering his courage, he climbed back up and finally freed the president from the enemy's clutches. The enemies were left helpless, and all their conspiracies crumbled in the face of such courage. Hit like and subscribe if you really love your parents.